Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep. Welcome back to the map editor and welcome back to this island we are making. We are on the PC version of the game, the Steam version of the game, and we're just going to run through the controls because there are people who may be joining at this intermediate to late stage. The controls are W to go forward, S to go back, A to go left, D to go right, Q to go down, E to go up. You push and hold the right mouse button, that pans everything around, but wait! There's more. There's always more if we open up structures and grab ourselves a plane wreck. Well, we have R to rotate, T to transform, C to clone, delete deletes, and if you have something selected and press F, that focuses something smaller and you focus a little bit closer because it's done on item size. But wait, there's more. Yeah, it's always worth talking about the terrain brushes because there's no undo. If you mess up, you have to load an old save. Save often is what I would recommend, but the size and the amount sliders are inherited between all of these three brushes, which means if you're going around with the amount slider cranked and you are smoothing everything around the outside of your island, which is very lovely, even though the PC version of the game is slightly broken, that amount slider is going to remain despite the brush that you have selected. That means if I now hit raise, left click now, there will be a spike all the way to Pluto. Pluto is not a planet, it's a planetoid. I know that, you know that, we all know that. But my very eager mother just cooked us 9 pizzas. My very eager mother just cooked us 9, doesn't sound quite right. So yeah, Pluto's a planet, whatever. That's not what I wanted to talk about. Just have that mouse slider cranked all the way down and you'll be happy. Objects, so we don't have any brushes selected, so we don't accidentally brush anything. This is the island so far, the story so far, and it is looking pretty good actually. I'm kind of happy with the way this is coming together. We have some strips of land, disparate strips of land, and as you can kind of tell, or maybe able to tell, there's not much in the way of an apron around the outside of the island cake as it is. If we go to terrain and if we turn off the ocean, you can kind of see that yes, the whole island is essentially on this big cake and we're just messing around with the icing. Oh, yeah, that's really what it is. So let's put the ocean back on. Let's go back over here. The island itself can be divided into 5 quadrants, and let's go over. In fact, let's go the other way because of the sunlight. I'll go the other way because of the sunlight. There we go. So we have 5 quadrants. We have top, middle, and bottom, and we have left and right. And there should be interesting things in all of these areas. The reason there should be interesting things in all of these areas is so that the player gets to run around in a big old circle. They need trinkets, they can go to one side of the island. They need other trinkets, they can go to the other side of the island. So food and physics items and all that sort of stuff. You need your players to be able to run around and find things. But you also want to be able to use plants in order to stop the low poly models. All of these 2D sprite versions of the polygonal models, they're going to look a little bit weird, especially when you're quite far away from them, which is why we add a bunch of trees to the world. And now the camera's going to get a bit funky in order to block all of that out from the player's perspective as they're running around. Now, we put this area in last time. It doesn't look too bad. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit polygonal, and that was the problem I was talking about with the PC version of the game. Things are either super flat or super triangular. We smoothed this area out with the smooth brush. We made it incredibly smooth. We saved the game. Well, we saved the map and we came back and now it's polygonal. Yep, that's one of the big ass bugs that Stranded Deep has. Can you fix it? I can't fix it. Ben and Sam would have to fix it, but they're in Australia, and Australia is currently, it's winter over there. So I should imagine Australia's probably flooded and the spiders are just like, oh no, I have to get out of... Wait, why Australia? Oh, because Ben and Sam, the people who make this game, come from Australia. They live in Australia. Oh, didn't know that. Yeah, there's only 2 dudes working on this. Anyway, what we're going to do is focus on this quadrant because we have a couple of little nubbins of land around this area, And we also have a rock spire, which is just kind of doing its thing, but doing its thing in the middle of nowhere. Oh, let's grab cliff 2 and do this and go blop. Ah, suddenly we have more rock in the way. Yep, I'm just going to move it around. What I want to make sure is it doesn't look the same as whatever's over here. Oh. And yes, every time you move this, if there's an item in the background, it'll snap to whatever's in the background. I just held my hands up as if you can see exactly what I'm doing. I mean, you can, but... yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I'm just like... just putting this in, it's slightly lower than that. It's not going to obscure the view if you're standing up here. You can stand up here and just be like, I'm looking out to sea and seeing all the wonderful things. But what this does is it means this isn't just standing on its own. You have rock here and it's like, maybe this is some sort of natural rock formation. Wonderful. But wait, there's more? There's always more. Is there though? Yeah, well, those are big rocks. I'm on a cliff. I want cliff 3. Why do you want cliff 3? Because we can put it in, we can rotate it around, get a big old smooth side. That's the side that I want. But why? Because we use it over here. Just here, because there's a very steep bit of terrain, and we put it in there just to make sure the terrain isn't super, super steep. But if we put this over here, it kind of expands on the base of this, and also it kind of has a little bit of familiarity from one side to the other. You have to get a little bit close, otherwise the models sort of pop in and pop out. Cool, wonderful. Now we have a little pathway through here. Oh, we have a pathway. Yes, we do, but this is non-navigable water. We don't really want players to be taking boats through here, but it doesn't really time in with the theme of this side of the island. We got a little building, we have a little radar tower, we got a wreck. What are we going to do when we're over here? Well, first of all, we're going to slam the camera into some bush, because everyone likes bush, and the camera is now firmly wedged in it. I'm backing up, I'm moving around, I'm looking left and right, and the reason I'm doing that is because if you just look at this scene, it's a flat image. It's a 3D image, but it's a flat image on a monitor. By moving left and right and sort of zooming, sort of in and out, we can kind of see that actually this area is pretty shallow. It's in fact very shallow. I'm going to hit the terrain and I'm going to hit the set height. I'm going to read it from the middle bit where it's kind of a little bit deeper because I can see it's dark blue. I'm going to put the brush on the land. We'll turn the water off, but I don't want to because I'm a bit of a lazy boy. And what I'm going to do, the target value is set. The amount slider, just pull it off the bump, put it off the stop, and then just paint in here. Oh, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Because I'm feeling a little bit creative. Okay. How about we make a little bridge as such, just a little walkway. Because we got this rock here, which is kind of for jumping off of, which is fine. It works quite well, but it's kind of just a bit of a rock in the middle of nowhere and it didn't do much. Now we have this little pathway though. Ooh, a little pathway that's going to funnel up any player that comes through here. Look at this. This is the view that you get as a player. Oh, look at that. Now what we can do is go to objects, close that off. Ooh, don't want that anymore. Oh, I mean, I'm going to have some rocks in a minute. C4 bridge. I can't remember how many we can actually pull out of the bin there. Why do you call it a bin? It's a video editing term. That's the thing where you put all your stuff. Hit R. And then do this. Okay. Oh, you've ruined it. You've ruined it. Hashtag ruined. I know, right? Have you ever watched Bob Ross paint? There's like a Bob Ross live stream where there used to be, and it's like hashtag ruined. And then he goes and paints something and it ends up like beautiful. Yeah, Bob Ross. I love watching that guy paint. Okay. Now I want this above the water, which is going to be a little bit of a problem. Why? Well, look at this. We got some water here. We can tell because there's a gap between the metal and the shadow, which is on the surface of the water. Hit up objects. No, hit up terrain. What am I talking about? There's a time here. Move that. Okay. That's probably about as far down as the water gets. That's a significant distance. And then the water here, it's not quite touching, but it's not that far away. So there are tides in the game. Oh, but you don't need to pull your boat onto the beach or anchor it. Well, you absolutely do, I'm afraid. Amount slider just off the stop. Size not so big. Hit raise. I'm going to back up a little bit, and I just want some sand just in there. And smooth that off a little bit. It's not going to look great when we come back to this, but it's what we got. We're using what we have because we don't have anything else. Okay. I'm here for it, I guess. Good. Wunderbar, wunderbar. Right. And then I'll smooth that off. Oh, God. Oh! What's wrong? For some reason, I just remembered that there's a film called Chitty Chitty Bang Bang with Dick Van Dyke. And there's a character in there, the child collector, and he goes around collecting like stray kids and putting them in a cage. The guy that plays that character is like an actual ballet dancer, and he's like super creepy, like a really good actor. Like when you have an excellent actor, or you have someone who has like full control of their like movement and things in a film, yeah, they can come across as super creepy, and it's a skill. But at the same time, I just remembered about the creepy guy from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Anyway, we're gonna use some rocks. I think we're gonna use some small rocks. Why would you use small rocks? Actually, we might want to use big rocks. Sorry, I was trying to click the button and it wasn't happening. Big rocks, that's better. I want the rocks, you see, but I don't want so many like individual objects. I don't know how many objects you can have before it starts affecting the performance of the game. Like, we're not getting performance drops with all the stuff here. I do know that when I'm in game and I'm recording, there are little lag spikes, but that's not caused by the game. That's caused by OBS and the Unity engine, because this is Unity. All right. Yeah, moving forward and back's not so much of a problem, but actually, side-to-side motion in Unity and OBS, I've never been able to solve it. Happens in Shadowplay as well, but you don't want to use Shadowplay because Shadowplay is it records in a VBR, variable bitrate file, and Premiere Pro wants a constant bitrate file, which is something you can set up in OBS. So there we go. I'm just putting some rock under there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. You talk a lot, don't you? I do when I'm recording. When I'm not recording, I'm the silent boy. Ghost in the night. The farts in the night. What? Yeah, no, I just tend to be quite quiet. Normally. Unless some decent music's playing, and then you might want to sing along to it in the quietness of your own place. Like what? Finger 11 Paralyzer. That's a good bit of music. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting some rocks in here and then sort of rotating them around in order to just create some interesting shapes. Okay. Oh wait, there's more! Of course, there's more. What we're going to do is grab some small rocks and then place them just kind of in the water but away. Oh, really? Yep. Now we don't need to hammer the point home that there's just like stuff here. But essentially what we're doing is just like, yeah, hammering the point home that there's rocks and things. I just want them in the ground. I don't want to accidentally create a pattern. That's something that I don't want to do. But yeah, just a little bridge. Thing is, we have a bridge on the other side of the island. That's kind of neat. And this is just mirroring that. Put shoreline rocks in. I think the shoreline rocks might be a little bit too... Oh no. No, that's fine. Ah, yes, wonderful, wunderbar. Good. Right. So now, if we get back... Cool. So now we're a player and we're tootling along and we're just like doop 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 doop. Instead of just being a bit of water and then a bit of sand, it's a walkway, and of course a player's going to walk across that. It's like the top bunk of a bunk bed. You never want to go on the bottom bunk. That's where the pee goes. But you want to go along. You want to walk along the bridge. You want to walk up high. Yeah. There are just some things that people do. They're not going to want to walk through the water, although it might be more efficient to skip through over here. Walking across the bridge is super easy, and you don't have to hit the jump button. Wonderful. But what was that about it mirroring the other side of the island? Yeah, we're putting in elements that mirror the other side of the island. So we have this big old spindly walkway over here, which is kind of cool. But now we have that here in the middle. And we have that leads up. So people see a walkway and it leads somewhere. It takes them somewhere. That takes them over there. And now that radar tower, that is now attached to the land. And that has a reason to be here. Wait, but you have the wreck over there. Well, the wreck is an accident. So the boat would have turned up by accident. But this has been placed. Somebody has come here and installed that. Maybe a military, maybe a government, maybe a private concern, maybe Dr. No. But this is now leading out there, which means that kind of legitimizes that over there being here. It's a simple thing. And then just a little bit of decoration as well with it. That just makes this whole thing feel much more in tune with the landscape, because I could just put the bridge in and that would be it. It would have been 2 seconds. But now we have a tower. Yes, we do. Okay, right. Terrain objects have been got nothing selected. Nothing. Oh, we got to decorate it. Yes, but we already have a pattern here. We do. Yes, we do. But wait, there's more. Would you like there to be more? I'm guessing there should be more. The ficus tree. What, from here? That's ridiculous. I know, right? But now we have a frame. What? Yeah, look at that. It's an actual frame, which I can no longer click on because this tree is touching geometry. I want to be able to... I can touch the tower. No, I can't. I can touch that. Well, if I move that out, can I touch tree? Yes, I can. Alright, I'm going to slide that back. Yeah, you just have to be a little bit careful of stuff like that. Why is it so bad? It just is. I don't know what happened, but certain objects are kind of hard to select. Are you serious? Why can I not select the tree anymore? Is this something that could be fixed by Ben and Sam? I don't know. I don't know how much time they're willing to put into the map editor. So I'm just going to hop up and just have a little look and see what is clipping. And I think branches are all okay. If we go up here, because people are going to be looking down on it. Yep, that breaks up the ground. And that actually gives a very nice view. You've got the water, you've got the beach. And now the beach is from up here is broken. That view is broken by the branches. So from different points, different views. And I want to break up the grey with the green. And we've got blue in the background. Grey, green, blue, and sand. Ah, wonderful. Is it? Yes, it is. That is absolutely brilliant. That's neat. I mean, we have a tree up there, which kind of allows us to do this down here. But you put it in rock. Yeah, but there's enough grass on there to make it legit. which is kind of neat. And we can do that. We could, we could if we wanted to, put a PP there. Right in the eye line of the player. Gives a little texture to the rock, don't you think? I think it does. Would a player absolutely see that? Probably not. Probably run straight past it. But that's not something that we need to worry ourselves about. That is down the folly of the player themselves. I'm gonna move this while I have the ability to. And then chunk it right into the rock. Why do you do that? I want to kind of cover this join between the two rocks and the tree. Just have a big old bushy bush without throwing a big old bushy bush in there. Okay, cool. Sermon 2? Yeah, I think so. That's actually pretty decent the way it is. Drop it down a little bit so the stalks are definitely in the rock. And then I think that's probably as much as we need to do with that. Yeah, because we're not taking away from this view through here. This neat little passage. Train objects. Yeah. That's so much better than just having just a big old empty bit of beach. But wait. Oh, is there more? I think there should be a bit more on here. We can use a cocoa bush. Yeah, we can. That's a heck of a thing, isn't it? Isn't it, though? It is. We just have to rotate it until we found a point at which it will both look good and actually physically fit. Is that? That ain't right. That ain't it. Let's move it out. There's like a crease down the side of this, which I think what we could do is pop it in there if we're careful. There's a lot of just feeling stuff, just kind of moving stuff around. Yeah, that is it. That is the beauty of this. I do love these kind of map editors where it allows you to just get a little bit physical with the map, I guess. I should really go and... I was going to say go and learn UE5. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. My map design is actually kind of a cool thing. Do we want players to be able to get up here? Not especially. This is just decorative, but it has to look good from different points of view. That's fine. We can do the same thing here. Boop, boop. And then just, I want you there. I'm going to move the camera, like I said at the beginning, because it looks okay this side, but we move it this side and we realize it's kind of a little bit, the cupboard is a little bit bare. More? You want more? Right, that's fine. Just breaking up this join at the bottom between the sand and the rock. Naan in there? Put naan further up, I think. Where do we put it in terms of... I think it's a nice little bit of rock. There. Alright, cool. And now that banana plant is there forever. We'll never get it back. We'll never be able to click on that again. Around the bottom. Around the bottom. That ain't great, is it? I wonder if we could be a little bit daring with the cocoa bush. Move the camera and do this. So we got a bit of greenery poking through. And we cancel it. The cocoa bush has got a nice huge collision model or collision box. So we got a lot of greenery poking through the bottom. That's actually pretty cool. And gives us exactly what we want. We got some plants there and some greenery and some trees. Yep, I like that. That's good. That is good. Although unintentionally, this side is a little bit bare. The cupboard is a little bit bare? Say not. It really is. Do we want another cocoa bush here? Probably. Or we could just put a ceremony in there. Like, we could never select that again. No, we can. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't panic. Panic ye not. Do we need too much there? Probably not. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. What we could do is put a tree in here and just cover some of this. What, the ficus? Yes, the ficus is a structural tree, which is kind of nice. Okay, we'll rotate. Let's move it a little bit like this. Don't like it where it is, because it kind of blocks exactly what we've just done. Okay, and then T, and drop it down. Now the question on everyone's lips. There we go. That's a bit better. Got some greenery there. That's fine. No, that's part of that. Okay. Terrain objects. Objects. Why do you do that? Well, if we have terrain selected, we have a brush selected. More often than not. If you got the cog selected, then you don't. But more often than not, you got a brush selected. If I were to left click now, I might do some mischief. So it's safer to have objects selected. And then you hit like terrain and objects, because if you have something physically selected, terrain and objects means you don't have it selected and you can't accidentally delete it or rotate it or move it without knowing. So we have nothing selected, and left mouse button is just going to select something in the terrain. But this now is a much more detailed area. We got a little frame. So it's framed from above and the sides and the ground, of course, because the sand is going to have grass texture on it. Got a little bridge, which now ties in our little radar area. Yeah, I think that's pretty sweet. That's very sweet. I like that. I like that a lot. And we don't need to do anything more with this because you're up here. And when you're up here, your family. No, wait. Does Olive Garden deliver? I mean, does Olive Garden deliver like 6,000 miles across the Atlantic? That looks pretty good from above. I'm going to say that bridge looks quite good from above. This looks fine. It doesn't obscure anything really, except for a bit of the peninsula. Yeah, so if we back up. Yep, that's another part of the island that we've... Yeah, that really does tie things in over here. I was starting to get a little bit worried about this area not feeling like it had enough love. We will need to come back and do something here. Sand dune as well. I think we definitely need to do something with this airplane. The airplane's fine. I was looking at it wondering if we should just remove it or move it. I think it's fine on the back end. I think we got to do something here. We certainly got to do something with this beach. This beach definitely needs some work done to it. And these two little peninsulas of sand need, again, something done to it. Something here. Maybe some trees. But, it's looking pretty good. And the nice thing is we can go away and we can let our subconscious deal with working these little things out in our mind without having to try and do the whole thing in a single session. Because if you try and just make a map in a single session, what you might end up doing is causing yourself a mischief, causing yourself to get a little bit stressed, a little bit tired. It's always good to go away and then come back again. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for the time being. If you like these videos, definitely leave a little like. Leave a subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you want notifications, dingle the bingle. If you don't want notifications, don't click the bell, and I'll tell you what, I'll catch you next time.